Welcome back to Toronto, Brett. Always
Thank
great
you.
to have you here. What a great movie, and I honestly can't even believe that it was 14 years for me. It seemed like I went back in the theater and I hadn't missed a day. How for you has the landscape changed?
Well, at the time that we did the first film, there were only two active superhero franchises. One was Spider-Man and the other one was X-Men.
Right.
And those were really the only two that were going at the time. Batman had gone through its nipple phase and was hiding for a while, waiting for Chris Nolan to release him and give him life. And so we had the superhero field was a lot more wide open.
Yeah.
Right now, that field is kind of dried up like a soccer field that too many games have been played on. It hasn't been replanted enough. There's a lot of dirt clods and gopher holes, and that's, you throw a rock now, you'll hit a superhero. So it's a very different landscape.
But what is amazing about The Incredibles is that, who can't relate to them? Because at the core of it, it really is about the dynamic of the family.
Right.
And how you've created each character to fit their superhero aura, you know what I mean? So tell me a little bit about how they've evolved that way.
Well, that was always the conceit of the film, was that the powers aren't just powers. They are powers that comment on a certain phase in your life or your role in the family.
Yeah.
So, dads are expected to be strong. I made him super strong. Moms are pulled in 12 different directions. I made her elastic. Teenagers are insecure, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
So hopefully, any average person can connect with one or more of the characters, because you remember being 10. You remember having energy like that. You remember being an insecure teenager. I've been the annoying little brother. I've been the clueless father. So,
Yeah, you're right. We all can relate.
Yeah, so anyone who's experienced a family in any form, and it doesn't have to be biological. Family can be the family of friends. It can, anybody who's been in a tight group that looks out for each other can hopefully relate.
Yeah. Now, of course, my favorite character is back Edna. I love Edna. Always have. Always will. Is it hard directing yourself? Are you hard on yourself, Brad?
Doing the voice?
Yeah.
It's weird. I actually think of her as a completely separate person.
Yeah.
And I know what she thinks, and I know all of that, but it's like I know her the way you would know a friend. So it's weird. I don't know. That's probably some good fodder for a psychiatrist.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Did you have to twist any arms to get the voice talent back?
No, in fact, Sam just went out and started telling people that we were doing it before I knew that we were. What? Sam said what? Well, I better get to work on it. No, everyone really enjoyed doing the first film. When they did the first film, they didn't really know what it was, so they were a little guarded because they didn't read the whole script. They only read their parts. I don't really let out the whole script. I kind of just give you your part. And I would explain things as best I could, but they were a little unsure how it was all going to fit together, and then they were all very happy with how it fit together. So this time they knew what they were, they knew the tone of the film, they knew their characters well, so it was just like slipping on a favorite sweater for them.
Yeah, and it's not like you haven't been keeping busy. You did some live action stuff, of course.
Yes.
How has that helped you as a director when you went back to animation?
Well, it hasn't helped me in any easily quantifiable way. It's more that each film teaches me something about the medium. I feel like I've studied a lot for a long time. I've worked in it for a long part of my life, and yet it's still mysterious to me.
Yeah.
I feel like the more I know, the more I realize I don't know.
Right.
So
Always learning.
yes,
Yeah.
and so I think that you learn some things just by telling more stories. Mostly you learn about, this is probably not going to be a productive place for me to spend my time. It's feeling like it's a trap, so I'll divert. but you never feel like you have it cracked. It always feels like you're struggling uphill.
Well, you don't look like you're struggling anywhere. This is so much fun. Such
Oh,
a great
good.
family film. Always enjoy talking to you. And thank you. Now I know what to do about my raccoon problem that I'm having on my deck. So I need to get me a Jack-Jack. I
You
think.
just find a tough toddler.